Yo, talk to me about these series of freestyles you've been on.
You've been on fire lately. What's going on with that?
So that was really just my manager's idea. We just felt like we need to give my fans something while we was in album mode. We didn't want to have everybody wait. This beat, we gotta turn the beat off because I feel like I'm finna start
rapping again.
Yeah, but I just felt like I needed to give my fans something while I was in album mode because I didn't want them to think I was being lazy. And I love rapping, so it ain't nothing else to do right now but some shit like that. Oh, yeah.
Straight.
So I'm like, why didn't you do that?
So quick question for you, right? You mentioned your management about like the marketing behind you dropping these freestyles.
Mm-hmm.
You have a dope. I was just talking to him about it outside before you came. You got a crazy marketing around your brand.
Shout out to LVRN.
Is that your squad? Is that you? You got person now?
See, the type of artist I am, which I'm learning to understand that shit more. It's really deeper than music. I be so locked in on like bar up, rap, best song, kill everybody off, but it's a different time now that we're living in. It's a different culture, and you got to learn to adjust. And luckily, I got a great team behind me where everybody is creative, everybody bringing something to the table. So you never really like.
Now, have you always been with LVRN?
I've been with LVRN 2 years, maybe.
Okay,
maybe 2 years. I think over 2. Because my album came out 2 years ago. So yeah, like 3 probably.
And what role do you have in terms of the creative? Like, you make things up or you just kind of go with?
I create music, I'm just saying. I mean, if I got ideas like the freestyles and stuff, I usually tell them I want to do a freestyle. And honestly, with your management, is supposed to, they there to enhance it. They not there to like, one of my people told me that the other day, they not there really to like come up and do shit for you. They really just to help enhance your ideas. So they great at that.
Right.
That's for sure.
Now, you know, with everything you have done up to where you are currently, I kind of want to highlight your process, and I want to kind of display how ill it was, right? Mm-hmm. And how ill it is, because that don't happen. It doesn't happen that way.
Very interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
You talking which process? You talking about writing process?
No, just you from your career to your beginnings, from the Thirst 48 to for where you is now. So I want to ask you, right? Where you are currently and working on your project to where you was when Thirst 48 first one came out.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one of the biggest differences that you see as far as your career, like where you are rap wise?
That's crazy. I feel like when I made Thirst 48, it was like I was just trying to get on. I couldn't even only pressure I had was how my baby finna eat, and that was so heavy at the time. I was just like, I didn't care about no critic or no blog. I was just like, I know I'm good enough, so if somebody hear this, me and my kid gonna be straight. So that was just my whole process. And then after dropping it and like people like, oh, this nigga really good, he could really rap. And then that just it kept growing until Everything for Sale. I finally got it felt like critically acclaimed. Everybody was saying it's like, some people said it's a classic. However you look at it, I know it's a great album. So now the pressure is being better than that. Before I didn't even have nothing that I need to exceed. So now it's a different type of pressure.
So you said that your main focus was getting on. Mm-hmm. Is it less pressure now in terms of making
hell no, because it's like you would think at that time, I'm thinking like, oh, if I get a deal, everything changes. I'm good. I got a machine behind me. But this is the most pressure I ever felt in my life, and this is the most successful I've been in my life. So it literally, as cliche as it sounds, it don't ever get better because it's like pressure just get heavier. A lot of it is mental. A lot of it is mental pressure that I put on myself because I know how great I can be and how great I want to be. So it's just always that I'm fighting with.
Now, I don't think so. I don't think artists understand. Like you're like the epitome of what we be talking about when artists are dope. They have a crazy pen game. They know how to produce and make music, et cetera, and you get that look. Like when you got the look from Eminem and Interscope, et cetera. Like, talk to me about at that time. What were you? Where were you when that happened?
Right.
And in your career.
The first crazy look I got, Eminem was second. The first crazy look was the Rihanna post on Instagram, and I was on tour with Denzel Curry. I had 10,000 followers. I had been signed probably a year already.
You were signed with
Interscope. I was with Interscope, not with Shady. I was just with Interscope, and I'm like, it said Bad Girl Riri follow me, and I'm like, oh, this is a fake page. And I clicked on it. It was a real page, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
And then I was already finna call my manager at the time, like, nigga, what the fuck? And then next thing I know, it's like she had posted the video a nigga needs, and I was like, oh, hell no. I called my baby mama. We wasn't even together. It was just like a flex. I'm like, yeah, Rihanna posted me, nigga. Like, hung up on her, and she like, okay, congrats, nigga. And I'm like, call my manager, and I remember getting like 90,000 followers that day, and it's it's just crazy the power of social media and the power of somebody's page, because like I was already nice. I was already this good, and it's like nothing changed but the look. So then that happened. And after that, the only thing that changed was I got more bitches, more female fans. More like, so it like brought a different dynamic into play. And then after that, stuff kind of dried down because the manager wasn't LVRN. Shout out to him, but we had kind of reached a ceiling. And then I got a call one day from my A&R Interscope, like, hey, Eminem interested in you. And I was like, whatever, bro. All right. And then next thing I know, I was out in Detroit, like the next day. Yeah, and then at the same time, LVRN came in my life. So it was just like perfect. Everything happened.
It's tough.
That's a hell of a time right there.
Man, let me tell you, I was like in a little 1-bedroom apartment still in the hood with a major deal. So it was a crazy situation in my life. So
let me just highlight something real quick. I read that you went to music school and you ended up taking out a loan to buy your music before you got signed.
I just paid that shit off like last year. Yeah. It was Long Beach City College. They had a music program at the time before they shut it down. And they was like, oh, you could take engineering class, learn how to use Pro Tools. Mind you, I didn't really pay attention in class. So I was like, I got the financial aid, got a student loan. I knew how to record myself. So once I figured that part out, I was like, oh, I'm not paying attention in class no more. It's like, I'm just trying to record myself. Luckily, I had a good mom who would let me still stay there and just let me record all day at 20-some years old with a kid. And she just believed in me and let me rock out. And so I'm grateful for that forever.
So see, he has like so you have one of those stories, like we get a lot of independent artists that watch this show, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's either trying to get a situation in the industry, trying to make the music, trying to write bars, make music and get to that, get a deal, get a situation, get an Eminem to look at them. So you kind of went through those like in steps.
Rapidly.
Yeah, I went through every emotion, every step, the feeling of giving up, the feeling of being too cocky, and then being in the middle. I done been through every emotion for real.
Right.
So talk about the differences between being on Interscope and then being with Shady, particularly. Was there any differences, or was it kind of just...
For me, I'm gonna be honest, the type of person I am, I love him, you feel me? I'm so grateful, but I still put all the pressure on myself. Like I don't really care who behind me, for real, at the end of the day. But it does make a difference in the building because like it's him. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time. So if he in the building calling shots for you, stuff get done faster. Just the reality.
That's nice. Facts.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fact. And obviously, like I thought your process was actually like, it was like step by step. Like if someone sat down and broke down from you going into school, you taking out the loan, you buying music equipment, learning how to mix, putting music out, from music out and getting attention, from getting attention to Interscope signing. Interscope signing you to one of the greatest rappers in history of hip hop signing you. Like you kind of had
when you put it like that on paper, it is like
it's crazy.
It's a good rapper story. It's a good rapper story.
It's a crazy story. And I was looking, I was like, yo, Boogie, low-key had an amazing story. Like, it's kind of unbelievable that it worked out the way people envision, because that's how people low-key envision it. I'm gonna start rapping, I'm gonna put out music, somebody's gonna like me, it's gonna be a label, I'm gonna get signed, and another big artist is gonna respect me and respect my pen, put me on a song, gonna get a legendary song with him. So it's kind of like, to me, I thought that was kind of crazy.
And this perspective is important to me because I get so caught up, like, I still got so much more to do. I barely am grateful for the process because I'll just be so like on my next shit, but you telling me that shit made me realize I need to start being more grateful. Like,
I mean, you're very versatile. I appreciate that. And I think your music can speak to a lot of different people. Can you talk about, for some reason I see a lot of your church influence. And say, how has that influenced your music?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing music without church. Everything started there. I got in trouble in like 8th grade. My mom she was already like single mom, working, didn't have time to really lock in on me. So she sent me to her homegirl house and I ended up going to church, being forced to be in the choir, but I ended up loving that shit. I really loved the church choir. I was singing soprano with the girls before puberty. Then I started singing with the boys and I started doing gospel rap, but it's in Compton. So then I met the gangbangers and it was bye-bye to gospel rap. Then
gospel rap.
Life changed after that once I started falling into gang culture, but my roots was still from church, so that's where like all my influence come from.
So speak a little bit about like the gang culture in terms of the influence with the rap. And you know, we're in a time right now where a lot of people kind of talk about stuff that they ain't live.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So how do you feel that has helped you in your rap career? Because you actually seen these things and you actually can speak to it.
Yeah, it helps me know what I don't want to be in or what I don't want my kid to be in. I'm starting to be more of a firm believer in the energy of the stuff I think and the stuff I manifest from my words. And it's just like, I can't be saying shit like that if I don't want that type of energy in my life. Like, I lost too many of my friends, and I see niggas playing with my culture all day, which is frustrating because that shit is heavy, but there's nothing I could do. It's like, it's damn near watered down now. So it's my responsibility as somebody who really from it to make sure I'm not glorifying it, because my homies don't want to be in the hood. They not trying to be there. They trying to find a way to get out. So while other niggas is like perpetrating, I got to be the one to resist.
You got the good ratchet splash.
You feel me? I'm still a thought at the end of the day. You feel me? Like,
so you just mentioned, so it's dope because I like that. I thought that was super dope what you just said. The fact that like niggas is playing with the culture. The reason why we created this platform is because niggas is playing with the culture.
Exactly.
I can't have, for our platform, we only invite spitters.
No, exactly.
Like, I get dudes hit me up. I get millions. They tell me I got millions of streams.
Basically do a song up here.
Yeah, I got millions of da-da-da. I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's cool. Like, you could do that. Understand it's a success. I'm happy for you. But understand this is not what we do here.
Yeah.
This is we dedicate this to people like Boogie. People
Keeps
like
that
me.
balance.
And I think that's fire. Y'all not willing to sacrifice your integrity for a bag, because it's like, you could do that all day, I'm sure. Everybody want to come up here and y'all could take a check anytime and just have niggas just come rap some bullshit, but I don't. That's
and I like I said, I like the fact that you said like people playing with the culture, and again, that's the main reason why we do it, because we respect the culture so much. We respect the culture of rap so much. So many people lay their lives on the line. Hip hop saved many lives that it makes no sense for you to play with it.
Facts.
Like if you can do and be artistic, don't disrespect the culture. Yeah. And there's a lot of that happening now. It's getting diluted. So, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I definitely see that in you, because I was talking to your management, your team a little bit ago before you came, and I was just telling them how you're so versatile that you can do so many different music, but you stick to a certain way and you stick to a certain thing. You do a certain way. You create your music and your art in a certain way where it doesn't. You keep your integrity still. You know what I'm saying?
A long time ago, I wasn't always like this. Keezy, my producer, did the beat. It was like 10 years ago. I don't know how long it was ago. Maybe a little longer. I was rapping like Lil Wayne so much, like, because that's who damn near raised me. And I did get caught in that bag rapping some other shit. I don't even know what I was really rapping about. It wasn't my story. And one time he texted me like, it's tight, but like, can you like dig deeper and rap about something you actually going through? That shit pissed me off. Like, I was irritated, but that shit changed my life for real, because the feeling you get from drawing from a real place, this shit is unmatched. Like, I go broke before I rap some shit that's not real.
That's some real shit there. Shit. And we was just having a whole conversation with Keyzy and the rest of the crew. For you, he asked us a question in terms of what he thought.
He good at asking questions.
In terms of what he thought would get you to that next level. I want to know, what do you think that'll get you?
That's a good question. I think it's finding more of a balance. And yeah, just you understand it's a different time. People want to have fun, but still I don't want to sacrifice who I am. So I think it's really just finding a more of a balance. But also, I don't really care. It's like, I mean, I care, but I believe in the process. Like, what we doing, if we keep working at it, it's gonna stick. And I got an amazing fan base. Like,
I mean, we was thinking about it. We was like,
but yeah, I mean, it's a different level. Everybody want that hit. I definitely need that one that's gonna like change everything. But you know what I'm saying? It happens when it happens.
We was thinking about it. We was like, what? Time?
Yeah, it takes time. I was like, for you, we just basically conclude, like, for you, it's like, it just takes time. You're doing all the particulars. Y'all marketing is crazy, versatile. You make the right music. It's like, we're all kind of waiting for your follow-up after everything for sale, because everybody was tapped into that. And we're waiting on what he's going to do next.
No, you're real.
Right. And I think everyone's kind of like waiting on what Boogie about to do after this.
I think I'm waiting too. I'm excited about this next stage. It's always like fun creating shit, and you never know really what's going to happen. So I'm in an exciting place, like, where I'm just trying to try new shit. So
how has the pandemic affected you? Has it affected you?
The pandemic's crazy. Like, life, I was with a girl for 3 years, right? So that's who I was staying with her, and the pandemic put our relationship to the test. I don't know if anybody else went through that, but your relationships really get tested when you got to sit around somebody all day. So I ended up out of that situation. I was in a dark space for a couple months, but now I think I feel more free and I'm excited. Sometimes I think being an artist in a relationship is tough because you want to like not hurt that person's feelings or cater to her feelings, and you kind of like putting a filter on yourself and you're not really saying everything you want to say. So I think the pandemic saved me because I would have still been having a filter on my bar. So I need to be single right now. So,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like when artists go through terrible breakups.
Nah, it's sad.
Amazing.
Let me tell you.
The most fire songs.
Future, Drake.
Let me tell you.
Niggas go through y'all songs be...
LVRN hate me being in a relationship. So, but I feel him. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to, you gotta be selfish at this stage in your career. And you gotta be able to, you gotta want to give it your all. And can't like sacrifice that for nobody.
So I want y'all to know this next project is probably gonna be
you feel me? I'm finna go off.
He just went through a crazy relationship.
We tried
single now. The nigga, this body, you got the bars. You got
let me tell you what's crazy. I wasn't supposed to talk about my relationship. I just find any reason to bring her up every time. So that's how I know I'm still going through it.
We tried to get the scoop outside. They ain't give it to us.
They ain't give it to us. We asked. But yeah, so Boogie, you know, like I was telling my partner, you one of the artists that, you know, we root for you. You know what I'm saying? It's certain people in your peer group that I believe came in on some like me, J. Cole, Drake, like you, Reason. There's certain artists that's coming in your class that is I think it's good. Not even think, but you guys are good for the culture, and it's needed. Like, you know what I mean? Like without you, that next batch, without that being there, we're kind of gonna lose a lot.
And let's make it clear, I'm trying to kill all of them too. They're my homies. Reason, Jid, who else there? Saba, Smino, everybody. I'm trying to like separate from them two. They're my homies.
Shout out Reason and Jid.
Everybody can get it. Reason, Jid, anybody else. Yeah.
Nah, but like
and
I said,
Game too, because I heard, never mind.
Yeah,
Game was saying he the best rapper in Compton.
We all heard it too.
Wait. Game saying he the best rapper in Compton.
So I just had to make that clear that he's not.
Okay.
I definitely heard the quote. I definitely heard him say it. I definitely got the memo. And a lot of artists got triggered by it. And I think Game is
but for real, you're supposed to feel like that. But I'm supposed to feel like he's not also.
Yeah. I like it though. Like I said, hip hop, it needs to get back to that. Rappers need to rap. They need to stop thinking is tap dancing, because it's not tap dancing. This is the culture. This is where it comes from. Being able to rap bars and being able to tell a story, being able to articulate your words in a way where it makes other people feel a way or relate to you. This is where we come from. So it's not about tap dancing for anybody.
Exactly.
Like if it's
and
competitive,
even being musical, it's like the beat be making some people's songs sometimes. And
that's
I'm like,
fact though. That's a fact.
I don't know.
I'd be jealous of those type of situations. I wish I had that bag.
That's a fact. But you know, like I said, Boogie, like you one of the artists that we're rooting for. Everything you got going on. I plan on. We want you to come back on the show once the project drop. We're gonna.
I'm looking forward to the Toxic
album.
album.
Like 5 minutes up here on time.
That's a fact. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done. Now, as far as your new project though, I know you don't got a date yet. I know you working on it. I know you got a lot surrounding around it. You got a lot of marketing.
Direction.
Yeah,
that you going in.
What do you want? Because you got fans that's trying to kidnap you. You got niggas telling you they want to hear music.
That shit was so funny.
That shit was hilarious.
But what you're saying?
So what do you want the fans to know as of right now where Boogie is musically?
I just want them to know I'm not just like sitting at home like. Working. Of course we're working so they can stop like harassing me. I'm trying to make sure they get the best product possible, because if they don't, they're gonna be complaining like, oh, you didn't beat everything for sale. You should have stayed in that bag. So they just gonna have to wait. And I'm working hard.
See it. Well, we greatly appreciate you joining us today.
Y'all, man. I'm
the man, man.
High as a bitch.
We're in the West Coast right now. Appreciate everybody's been tapping in. This is Bars I-95. Skills over politics. That means bring your pen game, not your name.
Westside in the. You got to do
Bars on I-95, nigga. Westside.
Here we go.
Subscribe now.